Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're jumping into a really interesting framework for personal growth called the Angel Wing Program. We're going to look at how it defines self mastery and break down the very specific multi year plan it lays out to get you there. So, before we get into the nitty gritty, let's just start with the big question this whole program is trying to answer. What does it really mean to master yourself? It's a question we've all probably thought about, but what's so different here is the incredibly detailed answer they provide. This program does something kind of different. It starts with the end in mind, with the destination. Instead of just throwing you into a process, it first gives you this really rich, multi-layered definition of the goal so you know exactly what you're aiming for from the get-go. Okay, so at its most basic level, the program defines self-mastery as a kind of disciplined internal government. It's all about becoming the conscious captain of your own ship, your thoughts, your emotions, your actions, instead of just being tossed around by the waves. And this is where it gets even more interesting. It's not just about brute force control. The program really emphasizes gaining this wide-ranging vision over your inner world, truly understanding the why behind what you feel and do. And finally, and this is a big one, they frame this whole thing not as some finish line you cross, but as a lifelong journey. It's this ongoing process of becoming more self-aware, staying disciplined, and always improving. Which, when you think about it, means there's always a next level to reach. Okay, so that's the what. But what about the how? How do you actually get started on this journey? Well, the entire program is built on this one single, really powerful idea that kind of acts as the engine for everything else. This quote is pretty much the key to the whole system. Think of your mind like a battery with a finite charge. The big idea here is that the secret to unlocking your potential isn't about finding more energy, but about stopping the energy leaks, those internal and external conflicts, so you can conserve and reinvest what you've already got. So let's break that down into 4 simple steps. Step 1, just accept it. Thinking and feeling costs energy. Step 2, you got to identify where that energy is being wasted, all those conflicts. Step 3, you actively work to patch those leaks. And finally, step 4, you take all that saved up energy and use it to build something amazing, creating that foundation for what they call limitless possibilities. Now, the program is really clear about this. Before you can even think about building that skyscraper up to self-mastery, you absolutely have to build a solid, wide foundation first. Makes sense, right? You can't build on shaky ground. And that foundation, it's not just one thing. It's built across 12 distinct but totally interconnected areas of your life. And here they are. Look at this list. It covers the whole shebang, doesn't it? From your job and your bank account to your health, your family, and even your impact on the world. The whole philosophy is that these are all linked. You can't just ignore one and expect the others to thrive. Okay, so once you've got that foundation in your head, the program lays out a super clear, very deliberate, long-term path forward. And this is not a weekend workshop or a quick fix. This is a real, structured, multi-year journey. And they are not messing around with this point. This quote says it all. Getting that balance across the 12 dimensions, it's not a suggestion. It's not a nice to have. They present it as an absolute, non-negotiable requirement before you can take the next step. So check this out. This is the actual timeline. Year 1 is dedicated entirely to achieving that balance. Year 2 is all about proving you can keep it. It's only after 2 full years that you even begin to approach the door to self-mastery in year 3. From there, it moves to sustaining it and then finally on to personal excellence. It's all about that slow, steady, intentional climb. But here's what might be the most compelling part of this whole thing. The program's vision doesn't just stop with you achieving your own goals. It actually extends way beyond the individual, connecting your personal growth to something much bigger. See, self-mastery is actually just one piece of a 3-part puzzle. It works hand in hand with personal transformation, that's consciously changing yourself, and human upliftment, which is all about making things better for everyone. Each piece supports the others. You can't really have one without the other two. And this right here, this is the ultimate goal. The whole idea is that as you master yourself, you don't just make your own life better. That growth creates this amazing ripple effect. You uplift your family, your friends, your community, and in doing so, you actually contribute to uplifting all of humanity. Pretty powerful stuff. So, what's the big takeaway from all this? It's really a new way to think about personal growth. Not as some vague goal, but as a structured journey that's fueled by carefully managing your own inner energy. And that leaves us with one final, very provocative question to chew on. If you really truly treated your inner energy like it was the most valuable, limited resource you had, what would you stop spending it on? Starting right now.